Tom Zenner scandal.
Like, you learned what celebrities were like when they were around you. Were they jealous? I bet at some points when you sucked up some of the oxygen in a room, some of these A-listers were a little pissed off. Plus, you almost have to, like, luckily you grew up in the Midwest where, you know, you maybe a little bit more grounded, so you could see if there's ulterior motives with other people. But what did you take away about human nature from this?
I'll tell you, the thing is, celebrity or regular person, I can completely read when you walk into a room of who doesn't like you for not even knowing you. I could just say, all right, this person to stay away from. They give that little look, or they do the shrug, or they do the turn their back on you. You know immediately. It's like, okay, they judged me from some TV show, from the trial. They have their set opinion, so I wouldn't bother with hanging out or talking to them. But when I was talking to other people, their celebrities, they would be laughing and all that, and I could see the change. I think it wasn't my job to change a person's opinion of me, but it just happened naturally, where someone would go, God, I misjudge you. You're an okay guy. It happens a lot.
But that was a microcosm of society in general, because people tended to misjudge you early on.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why this podcast is so great, because people see who the real Kato Kaelin is.
Yeah, it's funny. There's an A-list actress. I was at the whiskey bar, which was Randy Gerber.
Cindy Crawford.
Not that people get the whiskey a go-go. No, it's different. Whiskey at the Sunset Marquee. And Charlize Theron was there. And at that time, she was dating the lead singer of, I think it was a group called Third Eye Blind. And he was really nice. And the guy in his band was really nice to me. And I could feel her, she couldn't stand me. So, I
don't take that personally. I don't like her. I don't like Charlize Theron.
I don't know, and I have nothing against. But I think in hindsight, I read a story where, like in our podcast, I don't have it in front of me. We don't do the fact check immediately. Yeah. But I think her parents were murdered, or someone in her family was murdered.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. But, politically, you're not going to align with her. She's a little radical. Like now, I don't think.
I think so. Now, I like I said, we'll fact check later and see if it gets out. But I'm pretty sure I'm right. Someone in the family was murdered. Yeah. But and by the way, I have no judgment on her at all.
Yeah.
And,
okay. Well, that's okay. Kato lives his life. No judgment. Hey, by the way, put in the comments the first time you saw Kato Kaelin in mainstream, and what Kato Kaelin and what your first impressions were, and just how much you love him on this podcast.
Real quickly, also want to point out that at college, Wisconsin Eau Claire, I did a radio show and a TV show, Kato and Friends, and then I was on their main radio morning drive, and so I loved radio. And then I got the job at KLSX, which I followed Howard Stern, who hated me at first, and after doing his show a few times, he invited me to dinner, invited me to his premiere of Private Parts at that time, very popular in the 90s. So it was complete change. He and Robin have seen someone in person. And so I love doing radio. It's like doing this with you, the podcast. It's like I was the fastest 2 hours in radio. I consider this the same because we have such good energy.
Well, it's a perfect format for you, where you can just riff on any topic, and then your personality comes out, and you're funny, you're quick-witted. It's the perfect recipe for this type of format. That's why I always knew the podcast for you was going to be huge. Hey there, I'm Tom Zenner, and if you're a fan of true crime and pop culture scandal, I think you are, well, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Give us a like, because trust me, the drama is just starting to heat up. Follow me on social media at Tom Zenner, and keep coming back to the channel, and we're going to keep bringing you the scandal every single day. New content. Thanks for watching.